Back for another React video today. As always, I'm going to give you my initial reaction, and then we're going to go straight into kind of my trainer assessment. So let's dive right in. Okay. Dude on a skateboard, got a dog on a leash. In the background, car driving by, dog jumping out of the car, squeezing out the window there. Getting honked at. Dude doesn't even know. Dog's in the dog's face. All right, so obviously this is not an ideal situation, especially if you're the person in the car who's allowed your dog to jump out of the window, because your dog could get seriously injured from that. So the good thing here is mostly everything's neutral. Nobody got injured, right? Because if your dog jumps out the car, that could be a serious injury. And then if two dogs are coming up to each other who don't know each other, that could be a dog fight. And at first, the other dog seems pretty assertive, but it seems like when the guy says something to the dog, it slows down, it stops, and goes neutral, so that's a good thing. So the dog fight there was alleviated from the guy saying something or stepping in. But if you have your dog in the car, what I do is I'll have my dog either in a sit stay or a down stay and not let them get out of the window like that. You can also crack your window so they don't have enough room to squeeze out, which it seems like these people were probably trying to do, but then underestimated that their dog could weasel out of that window. So some things to think about, but thankfully nothing went wrong here. If you're in the situation though, and you're on the sidewalk with your dog, just be ready in case the dog starts attacking your dog seriously. Then you're gonna have to probably step in physically and try to break up that dog fight. Moving on. Holy smokes. Where's the farmer at? Thankfully, none of these livestock guardian dogs actually were trying to grab a hold of her in this situation, because she did have to slow down and stop, otherwise she's going to run into a bunch of sheep. So if you're in this situation, I mean, this is tough right here, right? But I'd be watching those dogs, seeing if one of them's going to be trying to grab a hold of me, and then you could, the sheep are running away from you, so you could continue trying to move through the herd, or you could, basically try to turn your bike around and go alongside the herd the other way. So just some things to think about if you're in the situation. You're basically rolling in there super hot, right? So this person came in pretty fast, not really knowing where they're going or like what they're getting involved in with the sheep herd and the livestock guardian dogs. So if that's you and this happens, then you have to think about, what are these dogs doing? Once I kind of got where she is right now, stopped, and I can see the dogs are going to be neutral to me, I'm cool, right? But if these dogs are trying to grab a hold of me, you might have to jump off your bike, use your bike as a shield for a minute until you can, hopefully the farmer is close so they understand, what's going on. They can call the dogs off. Definitely a tough situation though. Yellowstone National Park. Man approaches pack of wolves. Not a good idea. This dude is walking to the pack of wolves.
Look at that one coming down the trail there.
Wolf coming right to him. You can see the other ones in the distance there at the top and the top left of the screen.
You think? No, he's walking right back. Look at it.
He's just walking right up to the wolves. Looks like he's yelling at them, talking at them. The wolves kind of move away. He stops. Wolves circle around. The guy's backing up. The guy's backing up. So as soon as you do that, you start signaling to the wolf that you're scared, right? Now the wolf's moving toward him. Dude's going down into like a little low spot. Wolves are now more of the pack is coming up. He's spraying bear spray. At the first
but he's going to run out of that really quick.
Yeah, there's a bunch of wolves. He's down this low spot. He's backing up. The wolves are coming in quick. Tails are up, the ones that I can see.
Somebody over there had to have called law enforcement by now.
What's this guy doing?
I can't see the guy anymore.
I know, I can't either.
That little ravine right there.
That's it. That's all we get to see. So this guy, whatever bright idea he had to approach this pack of wolves, starts walking up to the pack of wolves. The first wolf comes out. And then more kind of following up here. If you can see the mouse, they're coming down right here. And at a certain point, he starts backing up. And so that's, I mean, first of all, don't walk up to a pack of wolves. I don't know why this guy did this. But then secondly, if you're going to do that, you have to understand that as soon as you start backing up, right, you're giving the wolves space. Now they're moving in. You're starting to instigate a little bit of prey drive. And you're talking about a wild pack of wolves right here. So, of course, they're going to start moving to you. He's shooting bear spray. You can see it just go off. Kind of pushes them away for a second, but then they're circling back. There's more wolves coming down. So, yeah, not an ideal situation. You don't want to be in this situation. First of all, just don't escalate nature. De-escalate nature. I do want to look at some of these comments here. For those of you still wondering what happened to this dude in this encounter, here's the rest of the video in context. According to multiple sources, as the individual walked into a hidden cave, as he disappeared in the video, he was eventually surrounded by the pack, who was also confused as to what and why this individual was doing in his territory. As a result, they feared for his life, so instead of having him for dinner, the pack decided to circle him to ensure his safety. However, due to fear of being eaten and lack of hope, the dude then proceeded. Yeah, this is one of those comments where they just make up something. Yeah. Okay, they got me there. All right. Rangers need long-term tranquilizers for the human predators. Yeah, that's true. Are the wolves okay? Yeah, the wolves are fine, I'd say. It's the guy. Want to see what happened. I hope they identify him and prosecute him in Yellowstone. That'd be cool. They got a picture of a brain in his ass. That's funny. I want to see part 2. Did they think they were pets? That's the saddest video ever. He lived. He should be arrested for threatening wildlife. Wolves attacking humans, in quotes. What about humans attacking the wolves? What's the update? Someone didn't even know bear spray existed. Are you kidding me, dude? You gotta get on the bear spray train. All right, so we don't really have any information in the comments about what actually happened at the end. But anyway, interesting encounter. Don't escalate nature like this guy. De-escalate by giving it space, respecting nature, not instigating it. Got a kid with the dog. Diggs kid's petting the dog.
Pull straight down.
Okay.
Straight down, Kason.
Straight down, Kason.
Okay.
Kason, straight
You
down.
can see this is gonna be bad.
Straight down.
Nope.
No.
What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Take the baby. No, I can't, bro. Sit. Tell him to lay down.
So these parents should be ashamed of themselves. I don't know who it was, maybe the mother telling this kid what to do. And obviously this kid is emulating his parents and their style of training. But you can see this dog is agitated the whole time, throughout the whole interaction. And so this is kind of the aftermath right here. Looks like the mother's even carrying another kid. Starts moving toward the dog to get it away from the kid, which is a good thing if the dog is on top of the kid. But basically, you know, the kid's standing next to the dog, pets the dog. First of all, you can already tell the dog's rigid, so we don't know what happened before this video, but the dog's pretty rigid. It's got its head turned away. It is being compliant by sitting, but it's got its head turned away, right? The kid's petting the dog, but the kid's not petting it like he cares about the dog. He's just like checking a box, like, you know, pat the dog, which you'll see a lot of aversive trainers doing. So whoever's, you know, teaching this kid is more aversive. Let me read this caption. Father is now blaming the mother and thus child because the mother immediately had this dog picked up by animal control. Oops. All right. So he pets the dog. The person that he's with, the mother, tells him, tell the dog to lay down. So he tells the dog to down, but he's yelling at the dog. He's pointing down. He's bending over. The dog kind of side-eyes him. All not good, right? First of all, we don't want to yell at dogs. We want to be neutral. Have, you know, talk in your same tone of voice at all times. Be neutral. And also, if you're teaching and training a dog, you would be bending over when you're doing luring to get your dog to down. But if your dog already knows how to down, you're not going to bend over, right? And you're just going to have a neutral tone of voice with the dog. So he's telling it to down, down. Whoever he's with tells him to, straight down, whatever they said. And you can see the dog looking at the kid. Like the dog's like looking at him as like giving an indicator that he's severely agitated and he's not going to do what the kid's asking him to do, assuming that the dog knows how to lay down. But this right here, the dog's stiffly looking at the kid. That's a red flag. The dog hasn't escalated. It's showing signs of escalation, but it hasn't escalated. So I'm taking the leash and I'm walking off with the dog if I'm the parent. Or I'll tell the kid, just start walking. Stop doing what you're doing. Just start walking. So the kid yanks on the dog's leash, and the dog gets stiffer. The dog is giving very clear signs that it's about to correct because it, doesn't appreciate the way it's being treated. So the kid does it again. The kid does it again. That's when the dog turns, jumps up, and goes for the kid's face. But with that being said, based on everything I can see in the video, it appears that the dog actually has some bite inhibition and doesn't cause major damage to the kid's face. I will go through the comments here in a second. Doesn't destroy the kid's face. The kid's crying, the kid's traumatized from the interaction, but it appears that the dog snapped at the kid's face, maybe scratched the face in that process. But the dog, if this dog wanted to cause serious injury, it could have, but it didn't. It used bite inhibition to basically get away from the kid that was causing a bunch of pressure on the dog. So, that's my full assessment there. Number one, know what kind of dog you have. Number two, don't train aversively, right? Use balance training to achieve your training goals. And make sure your kids are interacting with dogs properly and reading their language, because this dog gave very clear language, very clear signals. I'm watching it again. There's even a lip lick. The dog licked its lips, another sign that it's getting agitated. So why keep pushing this dog? So let me go through some of these comments real quick. Yeah, someone said this dog's giving so many signals it's about to attack, which I hate using the word attack here because it's more of a correction from the dog's mind. It was practically screaming it was going to bite, then puts his face in his face. His mother should be ashamed. True. In my opinion, this is absolutely the mother's fault. They should not have put the child or the dog in this situation. The whole video from the start made me sick to my stomach, to be honest. I agree. The mother was letting the son be too aggressive. That's true as well. That was so deserved. Well, the kid and the dog are both a product of their environment. The dog was actually very patient, is what someone said, and that's true too. Wow, hard to watch. Glad she did call for them to take him. The dog had the look on his face after the first command. This is not how you train or treat a dog. The bad part is that if animal control took the dog probably got, put to sleep. That's the bad part about them taking him. When it's the family's fault, right? What happened to the dog is the family's fault, the mom and dad's fault. Someone says, picked up by animal control, ha ha ha, would have been put to rest in my backyard for attacking my kid. Bad mindset right there. This whole situation is the fault of the parents. Maybe teach your kid to talk to a dog properly and not yank his collar. Yeah, so basically all the same thing. So that's some of the comments there. I wouldn't want that situation to be on anybody. All right, next video. My GSD is not letting anyone near her dad or the turkey. Rewatch that. All right, we got the guy trimming the turkey. Then the German Shepherd is, tail slightly up, slightly wagging, so that's a sign of arousal. Anytime someone's coming close, right? And then the German Shepherd jumps on and puts a paws on somebody with the ears back, which means it's actually in conflict about the whole situation. So, and from the outside looking in at this video, what I'm thinking is happening is I'm thinking they've kind of built up this behavior and they like it, obviously, right? They like it. They've kind of built it up in the dog, but this could escalate into a more serious behavior if they're not careful. You know, the bark, when you listen to the bark, it's not a crazy bark. I wouldn't really be concerned about this dog biting me at this point in time. It's more of like a nervous, conflicted bite. Or bark. Right. So I'm probably not concerned about this dog actually biting me right now, but I am concerned about long-term effects from the dog, right? As this behavior continues to be reinforced and escalate. And the person who posted this, they think it's funny. Yeah, someone said in the comments, why are we encouraging resource guarding? That's exactly a good point. It ain't ready yet. It ain't funny. Yeah, that dog is one reaction away from biting someone. Resource guarding isn't cute. Puts the safety of you and your animal in jeopardy. I definitely agree with that. Resource guarding, not cute. So I'm glad a lot of people are putting that in there. This is how my friend got bit. Exact same situation with the GSD. Not fair to the dog either. Resource guarding is not cute, especially when redirected at children in your home. Resource guarding isn't funny. So I'm glad to hear a lot of people putting that in the comments on this video, and not, kind of put in comments that are making this video. They want to do more of these kind of videos, right? Because it's definitely not good for the dog, not good for the family. What I would do in this situation, instead of letting my dog be by me and cooking the turkey, I'd have the dog over to place. That's what I would do. Send the dog to place while I'm cooking the turkey. The dog can be calm while I'm eating my dinner with my family. Dog can be on the place, right? That's all we got for you today. If you guys have videos you want us to react to and review, just send those to us on one of our social media platforms. We'll throw them into the rotation. So kind of my thoughts on that. Today we had the off-leash dog scenario. We had the livestock guardian dogs. We had the kid, situation with the dog. We had the dog resource guarding. Based on all the videos that we've done on our YouTube channel, one video that could be beneficial would be understanding the dog training basics, because you want to understand how your dog learns, and you want to understand the basic commands to be giving to your dog. So if you want to review that video, check that video out. You can do so right here, and I'll see you in that video.